What are you mad at, Aaron?
I'm mad that stores have this weird notion that we want to put an entrance on this side of the building and an exit on this side of the building. What is the purpose? And what's even worse, so I have to park way over here to enter the store.
You look like a wacky inflatable
And
TV
then,
right now.
then I have to go and I exit way on this side, and then I got to walk my ass all the way to the overside when we could just have a normal entry in the middle. That way I could park wherever, go into the store the same way, and come out of the store the same way.
We can't just have all giants. What kind of small guys are
Like, he's got to get him. He's got to get him.
We got to pack it up.
He said, because if we don't get it, somebody else is going to get it.
Drink straight out the bottle.
Cheers.
Say his name.
He appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Welcome to the Who Often Knows podcast, the official podcast of skater boys everywhere who were told "see you later, boy" at some point in their life. How we feeling, gents, gentlemen, men? There's more than one of us.
Feeling good. Feeling kind of scared after last night's debate a little bit, but you know.
Wow, all right. I guess we got topics, don't we? Just launch right into it. How are we feeling? Tell me your thoughts, just from the top of the dome, straight off the dome.
You know, it's entertaining to know that there's going to be a couple more of these, and the memes were just so great. But it's like you got one that I saw this tweet. It said one is kind of speaking the truth incoherently, and one is speaking not the truth coherently. So it's like, which one? I mean, Biden.
Are we sure?
No matter who you like and who you vote for, it's like Biden's in a rough spot. I mean, can you imagine 4 more years and this guy is needing help off the stage? But I thought it was funny they called each other the worst president 80 times, and then what really ticked them off was them saying one's a 6 handicap and one's a 2 handicap, and
both look
the golf
to me.
will get you fired up.
Men being men.
Golf will
Arguing over golf.
the bigger dick contest. So.
Yeah. I got nothing. I'll be honest. I didn't watch it, but we do have a game.
Well, I had a few things. I didn't watch it either. All my consumption was through like
Memes.
videos on Twitter and clips and whatever. I summed it up by saying it was equal parts hilarious and terrifying, because it is funny. It, like, comedically, it is hilarious. Like, SNL couldn't write a skit as good as some of those clips, but to think that this is what our options are, it's not great.
Yeah.
It's not great.
Yeah. Sorry.
It will be some entertaining debates, though.
Yeah, I said that I'd rather choose between a dead squirrel and a 3-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
And then as I watched, that kind of describes what I was watching to begin with.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I got nothing.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. I have no comments on this stuff. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I don't care. I genuinely don't care.
Yeah.
I don't want to care. I hate that people try to make me care.
Yeah.
You're all wasting your time.
Yeah. From a political standpoint, like I don't care. But it is just a general picture of like, this is what we're doing right now. Like I will say, I thought I was going to get on Twitter last night and everybody was like, both sides were just going to be going after each other. They actually brought us all together to be like,
Yeah.
This is bad. Like, I did not expect, you had a few people here and there, but the overall theme from both sides was yikes.
I've seen the fallout too, where like Obama is speaking on behalf of Joe Biden on social media, and now Joe Biden's tweeting, and like I feel like they're trying to play the social media game because they clearly can't speak in front of cameras right now. It's rough.
Well, it's like the first go around. It's like it seems like it was pretty obvious to like you said, everyone kind of went along, but it seemed like it was like, all right, I'm either voting for this person or this person. This time around, it feels like,
do we have to?
Yeah, it's like what do we watch?
Please point me to the direction of the neither button.
Did you see? Was it Robert Kennedy did like a third thing? Like he was answering the questions on his own, like in a whole nother area.
Look.
Hey, pick me.
I don't know a ton about
that guy.
I don't know a ton about politics or him, but I know that he went on Joe Rogan and said that a worm ate part of his brain. So that doesn't feel like a great option either. Just the fact that we have a third option and he's just as bad is nuts.
Yeah,
I saw my favorite meme was Bernie Sanders running with the Money in the Bank briefcase.
Yeah, and Bernie cashes in the money.
Here's
in
the
bank.
problem. He is also
Yeah.
80 years old. Like, what? Anyway.
Again, we need an age limit on things, guys.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. What happened? Like, whether you liked Obama or not, but this guy was playing basketball, playing 5-on-5 full court pickup games, and then we go to like just what we have now is
Simpler times, man. Remember
It's
what the
rough.
biggest issue we had was Obama's Final Four bracket? Man, that was a time.
I think we were just younger and didn't understand all the other issues that came with what was going on. But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I saw as
Yeah.
the biggest problem.
I think the biggest meme that it was kind of going on like the day before was the NBA draft when all the LeBron James and Bronny James just like LeBron at halftime, and it was just like The Rock beating Cody Rhodes like
Yeah.
photoshopped, and
Those
then
were my fun.
him waking up
Yeah,
with like a
yeah.
pistol in his face and say "Get the fuck up," you know, it's just like
Yeah. I had more fun with that, honestly, scrolling through the Twitterverse where people were talking about Bronny James and LeBron and all the memes involved. The
what a
one where it's
wild
like,
time. I mean, that's the first time that's ever happened in NBA history. Son and dad on the same team.
Is it only the second time, like in sports?
I know Griffey and his dad were together. They hit back-to-back home runs. Now that I don't think
Here's the
it's
well,
hard to top that.
the difference is that Griffey deserved it.
Yeah,
Junior deserved it.
yeah.
Bronny, on the other hand, probably not.
Yeah, I agree.
What are your thoughts on this?
I don't know. I don't have any.
You don't have any thoughts on the LeBron James situation?
No, I don't know. I don't know, man. It's all a joke. Everything's been a joke the last few days. It feels like I don't know what's going on. Bronny 100% does not deserve to be in the NBA, but neither do I. So who the hell am I to say that?
Yeah.
I don't understand how your agent, who's best friends with your dad, can call teams and say, "Hey, if you draft him, he's going to go to Australia." Okay, I'm going to draft him. Send him to Australia. Prove it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, nobody drafted him because he didn't deserve to be drafted.
Right.
Right. Yeah. I mean, somebody asked me about it earlier, and I said that same thing. Like, if his name wasn't LeBron or it wasn't Bronny or wasn't James, he probably wouldn't have even declared for the draft. First off, he'd
Yeah.
be going back to school
He should
or
have gone back to
going
school.
overseas or whatever. My concern is like this doesn't feel good for his career because like nobody has yet to say a way that this is positive for him from like a basketball perspective.
Doesn't feel good for his life.
Yeah, like you can't use the argument of well now he's going to have access to NBA stuff because he's had that his entire life.
Yeah.
Maybe the competition is the only thing. Like he's going to go play in the G League and get a little bit better competition than college, maybe.
I'm not saying he can't play
Yeah.
in the NBA long term. I'm just saying right now, the fact that he was treated as a second round pick, as someone who is NBA ready, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
My other thing I said was if I was LeBron and I had a son and I had the pull and the power to get him drafted on my team and in the NBA, if that's what he wanted to do and I had the power to do it, I can't say I wouldn't do the same thing.
Yeah.
Like whether it's now, I was talking to Dalton and he was saying like he'd like to think if he was a dad in that position, he wouldn't do it because he doesn't think it teaches the right principles. So there's also that side too.
Yeah.
So
See, that's what I'm looking at. Cause like so he made the NBA, right? He's in the NBA. Say 20 years from now, LeBron is passed away or whatever, God rest his soul, and Bronny's looking back at his life and he's like, did I accomplish anything? Like, did I even deserve to get drafted in the NBA? Maybe he like, flashes out after a couple of years. Like, where's his brain at?
Yeah.
Like, what has he earned? And I'm not talking bad about him. I'm just like, from the outside looking in, like, what does he think of this? Is he just excited to be there? I don't know. It's all weird to me.
yeah, it doesn't seem like we ever hear from him. Or at least I don't ever see anything.
No,
from him.
all you ever heard is LeBron wants to play with his son. LeBron wants to play with his son.
Yeah.
It's his goal to play with his son before he retires.
And what's crazy to me is like LeBron must be on his way out soon, just because he wants to. Because if you watch LeBron play, he looks like he could have played another 4 years.
Yeah.
Like at the very least 4 years from now, he could be a role player. if he really wanted to play with his son that bad, he could have let him develop for a couple more years.
Who do y'all think has more pressure on him, Charlie Woods or Bronny James? Because I feel like Charlie Woods coming from, there's kind of the same vein. LeBron is one of the best NBA players of all time. Tiger easily one of the greatest golfers of all time, and their kids are looked at in the spotlight of the shadow of their dads.
Yeah.
I think it's Bronny.
I think it's Bronny too. Who do you think feels it more though? Do you think
I think
it's gonna be
Charlie.
Bronny or Charlie?
I think it's tough because Charlie is still so young.
That's
like
what I'm looking at.
Bronny, Bronny may not even be like on social media like that, but like he could get on social media and it's nothing but like negativity right now towards
Yeah.
him. And that adds up. Whereas Charlie, anytime Charlie, people understand that Charlie's still so young, it's like nobody's expecting anything from him yet. And also it's like as good as we think LeBron is or know LeBron is, we know Tiger is like the greatest to do it. And I don't think anybody expects Charlie to be that. Like I don't think anybody expects anybody to reach that. Whereas I don't know, it just feels like I think because it feels more natural the way Charlie's doing it compared to how it's just forced. Like they're forcing Bronny on us right now and
Seemed like it kind of came out of nowhere too. Like you just always saw him with Bronny and Bryce, and then just like all of a sudden you're like, oh, he's in the NBA now.
Well,
he plays for UFC. Oh, now he's in the NBA. It's like,
well, that's going to be a whole nother thing when Bryce comes in because Bryce is legit.
yeah,
Like,
he's
Bryce can play,
supposedly he's supposedly better, and they said like he could actually legit be a first or second rounder and earn it.
Yeah. So what happens when you're struggling to even stay in the league, and your brother comes in and he's like, this is like LiAngelo and the other two.
Yeah,
you
Paul
know?
brothers. I mean, I don't know. Hopefully, he's got some plans. Maybe he progresses. Maybe he kills the G League. And there's a lot of other. Like, if I just flip it on his head and I play devil's advocate, he didn't have a real season at USC. He had his whole cardiac issue, which is scary as hell. He never really had an off season. He didn't get a lot of run, but he also didn't have a good showing at the combine. So it's like I just don't understand it.
Yeah.
So
And I just think it's crazy to just for him. And like maybe he really didn't want to come into the league yet.
yeah,
Like we don't know. But with the way that college is now, like number one, your dad's LeBron. You're fine financially that way. You're Bronny James. You could probably get the most ridiculous NIL deal that you wanted.
yeah,
So like you could have, if it's a money thing and you want your own money, because some kids are like that, right? Like he could have done his own thing and been fine that way. Like college is so different now. Like he didn't have to go pro. It's just weird.
yeah.
I don't know. I hate it for him. Hopefully he gets in the NBA and around NBA players and he turns into something.
Yeah.
Because I'd hate to see him fall or fail like that. Like there's people that are rooting for it to fail and I don't want to see that.
He can only go up. I'll say that.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true.
he can only go up.
Yeah,
It's true.
The bar's
Average.
on the ground.
yeah. Average like you said, he didn't really play a lot at USC, but like averaging 3 points, 1 rebound, and it's just
Yeah. I mean, he wouldn't be the first 55th overall pick to flake out. Like it is what it is.
Yeah.
Hopefully it works out for everybody. It is cool to get to see them play together. That is cool. And the fact that that's what I was telling him yesterday. The fact that LeBron is still so good to where he has this much pull 20 years in is nuts. Like that is the most ridiculous part of all of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I got on that.
We have a new soundboard here, guys, and we were joking about how we won't be able to use them because it's like, when do we do it? It's gonna be weird. You don't want to talk over each other. You want to hit the button over each other. There was the first lull. We could have totally used it. So
I was gonna say when we were talking about the debate and everything, it's been a really rough week for America.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's been a rough week
Yeah.
for America. And you might think coming off of the debate that's really what I'm talking about, and it's not. It's not even the worst thing that's happened to America this week.
It's not.
You might think I'm talking about the soccer team. That's not what I'm talking about either. America lost to Japan in football. And
It's our game.
not even just lost. Who the hell are we throwing out there that we're losing to other countries in football like that? And I saw some people saying that this is the second generation of other countries playing football. We are like 100 generations in. What are we doing?
Right.
Like, there's no excuse for this. Are we taking the Winn-Dixie clerks and just throwing them out there? Like, what is happening?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I didn't watch the game. I don't know anything about the
Yeah.
American football team. I'm just assuming it's a bunch of high schoolers or like
To be clear,
D1 or D2 players. I don't
didn't know we had a football team for America until a week ago, until this week. But now I'm ashamed.
I didn't even know that was a thing either. So I started seeing scores pop up from different countries, and it was like 110-7. I'm like, 100 and it's like, what are these just crazy scores? And then, like y'all said, just the USA pop up, and then I'm like, okay, well, we're getting waxed by Japan.
There's so many questions. First of all, what are our schemes?
What kind of defense are we running?
No, the first question is, where are these players coming from?
Yeah.
That has to be the first question.
Yeah.
Are they toddlers? Are they the little rascals? Like, are they two people on top of each other? What are we doing?
Do we know anything about? I didn't look it up. Do we know
No.
anything about the age range or anything?
I
like
know
that?
it said 20-year-old.
20-year-olds.
20-year-old.
So my assumption, if I'm being fair here, is that these 20-year-olds are probably not collegiate players, and if they are, they're like D2 or something, like not guys that are going to the NFL by any means.
Bishop Sycamore.
Yeah, probably. But even with that, I'm thinking this is our game.
Yeah.
We need to figure out.
Look, there's a lot of times where things like this happen, and we, like, people that play basketball, football, whatever, just like recreationally get up here and they're like, we could get a group of people together and win. This is one of those times where I think it's legitimately true. If you had a group of park guys that played together for 6 years, I legitimately think you could. Like, if you had a flag football team that was just really good for like 5 years in one of these leagues, I think you could beat them.
Yeah,
I don't see how otherwise. Like,
it's crazy.
it's baffling. Do we have a scenario here where, like, how when the basketball team lost, all the top players were like, okay, now we're coming?
I don't think so. I'll be honest.
Do we get like the top XFL players be like, it's time? It's time. we could
Bring
get
back
like,
the arena football guys.
I feel like we could have like Marquette King out there at receiver and we would still win. I just don't understand how we've gotten to this
Why
point.
does he got to play receiver though?
My point is, he's a punter and he should still be able to play receiver and beat this other country.
Okay, fair.
I don't know, man. It's frustrating. It is frustrating to see.
Who played quarterback for this squad? I need the list. I need the roster.
If we can't win in football, what
Yeah.
can we win in?
This was an Olympic thing, right?
Yeah.
What is this?
Is it part
Yeah.
of the
I don't know
Olympics?
what the heck this thing is.
I think it was like 20-year-old.
It's like, I don't know.
I'm looking it up. You guys continue.
They announced or they're starting to announce the USA hockey team, and it's like our only hope now. Because the soccer team is we're gonna host a World Cup and be awful.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah, they got to get rid of the coach.
Yeah. The football team's losing. Do we have any good swimmers? Like, we used to dominate swimming. Can we win? Are we gonna win
Oh,
that?
yeah. I think we got at least the women.
We got Ledecky. I know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Katie?
Yeah.
She won by
Good old
20
Katie.
seconds, I think, last week.
She looks so bored. She's so good. She gets ahead of everybody, and
Yeah.
she just sits there and she just watches.
What do you're swimming a race and you win by 20 seconds. That's
Yeah.
just like the most awkward.
We got Shikari. She can win us some track stuff.
hell yeah.
Yeah, track and field is pretty solid. Although that guy kind of annoyed me. I don't know how when I think it was last year he said I think he was shitting on I forgot what sport he was shitting on, but it was like a Super Bowl champ or NBA champ, and he was saying like world champions of what? The United States. And I'm like,
That's who that is.
yeah, I'm like the best players in the world
I'll be
play in
honest.
this league.
I saw that, and I saw he had a USA shirt on. I was like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
I was like, I don't even know who you are.
He's like, world champions of what? The United States? I'm like, yeah, but the best players play in these
Yeah.
leagues.
All right. So I have a quick answer, and we can move on. A lot of these dudes are just coming out of high school. I think the top guy is like a Notre Dame commit. He's like a 4-star. A 4-star, by the way. That's what we're saying here. Even still, how did we lose?
I'm telling you.
That would have been
Like-
the Olympics.
Like, I'm sure, like, other countries have to have a few people, right, that fell in love with American football
Yeah.
and just love football, right, and are good. Like, this is not us saying that there's not superior athletes in other
Oh,
countries.
for sure.
But this is like when a park team goes play flag football for the first time, and they think that because they've been playing park football together for a minute, they can just dominate.
Mm-hmm.
But you get out there with like the older guys, and you're like, oh, we're about to wax this team. But
These dudes are 40 and they're wearing knee braces?
yeah, but these dudes have a plan,
Yeah.
and they just wax you.
Yeah.
This is the same situation
You lose
here.
by 40.
Is there a Japanese
Tumbling.
player in the NFL?
I don't know. I don't.
Young Wei Koo
Oh heck
or
yeah.
Young Hoku.
That was the only
Young
one.
Hoku.
Young Hoku.
Yeah.
That was
That
Young
Young
Wei.
Ho-
Is it Young? I don't
Yeah,
know.
like people make jokes.
Yeah,
it's
that
like
Young
that Young
Hoku.
Hoku,
Yeah.
but I think it's Young Wei.
I just, man, there's just no scenario unless you told me it was a Pee Wee team. Like that's the only way. I just can't imagine.
Kind of sounds like it, like straight out of high school.
It does feel like it feels like these dudes are just thrown together.
Yeah.
Like it's like,
But
hey, go
I
play.
was-
Go
Who
play
can pay
football.
the flight to go play?
I was pointing out that like maybe there's a few athletes right that are really good. I just find it hard to believe that they can field 42 of them
Yeah,
as good as we can, or how I'm assuming like 40. That's like a standard roster, 40, whatever it is.
yeah. I think the USA. I don't remember what it said. It was like 38 to 40 something. I can't remember how
Crazy.
many they had, but
Crazy.
it's like a high school team.
A
Basically.
four-star Notre Dame recruit is like the best of college football.
It's decent.
So
It's decent.
yeah,
It's not the best.
I mean,
4-star. I mean, yeah, like it's upper echelon.
4-star at Notre Dame is a big deal. Like
yeah, it's a
that's-
big deal. But what if it's? I didn't see what position it is. But it's like a punter. I don't,
Next
like,
year
I don't
he'll
know.
probably
Long-
transfer
long
to
snapper.
another school or something.
That's
I don't
fair.
know.
The second best guy was a 3-star who's on.
Yeah, he
he's
is now.
not,
He is
not
n-
committed.
He has
anywhere.
now lost his scholarship at Notre Dame
Our-
once they found out that he was part of the team that lost.
Our quarterback, I don't remember his name. He's ambidextrous, so he can throw with both hands.
Sweet.
Yeah, that did us
Yeah.
a lot of fucking good.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Did he try the other hand?
I don't know. I don't know what happened. I didn't watch the game.
Like,
Did he just turn ambidextrous that game?
oh wait a minute, I think I know who you're talking about.
yeah,
It's that guy.
It's
the
that
one
guy.
that went like viral on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe it was the guy
He
we were talking
sucks.
about, the high school guy. I thought he didn't pan out. He
Brother, I'm
went
sorry.
to the 20-year-old.
Look, in that scenario, you got to keep your name. You want your name stripped for the records. You don't want to know anybody to know who you are.
you lost to Japan by 30, buddy.
Man, you just know we got a second string receiver that's about to hit the transfer portal and go play for Germany. Like, see, I wouldn't even be this upset if it were like London, because at least they have a game there every year
Yeah,
or multiple games there every year. I
Yeah.
can see it. I can understand a little bit, right? Like they have a lot of exposure. It doesn't make any sense to me.
yeah. I don't even know how this tournament works. I'll be honest. I don't know anything about it.
I told you, I just
This is
learned.
probably why we're so bad when we go over there. Maybe the
Yeah.
rules are different. Maybe like, nope, you can't run over people.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was missing the home field advantage. We got to have a whole full crowd full of people that really would have changed it around.
Unbelievable.
Brother, I don't know. I got nothing.
It's the most disappointed I've ever been in America.
That's saying a lot.
Yep.
We've done some bad things.
Yep. And this is the most disappointed I've ever been.
Okay,
I had a little topic that's kind of
Should've
related,
left
but
him in
not really.
Japan.
go for
It's
it.
about another country versus our country. I saw it was kind of floating around a couple of weeks back about the UK having a huge heat wave, and
Oh yeah,
they said it was 26 degrees Celsius, which is converted to like 78
78.
degrees.
I saw that. I was like, oh.
And I was like, really? That's a heat wave? And then everyone was trying to argue, how about you come to Louisiana for like a week with 100% humidity? And they're like, well, we have old houses and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, 78 degrees is
Yeah.
78 degrees. A lot of people keep their house that temperature, and I just don't see in any scenario that that's a heat wave.
I saw that. The argument was that 78, it's humid as well. And then also like their homes don't have air conditioning. So they're like, oh, the houses just get really like nasty and
Yeah,
it's just very
damp.
uncomfortable. And I'm like, oh, boo, it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I'm like, there's this crazy thing called AC. You know, maybe that's where we're missing out. We just need to open an AC business in
Maybe.
the UK and then just.
There was a dude who like, well, he went viral on Twitter. He was like, yeah, I lived in South Texas for a while. And let me just explain why this is just as bad. And I was like, I don't think you understand. I don't agree with you. I don't
Yeah.
care where you lived.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
I mean, we have AC, and sometimes my house is still fucking humid. That I want to leave.
Yeah.
I came home the other day. It was like 70% humidity. I'm like, what the hell is happening in this household right
Yeah.
now? There's no way.
Gross.
Like there is no world where you can convince me 78 degrees in any circumstance is worse than what we deal with.
apparently they don't sell like fans there either. They don't have like box fans.
Yeah, well, I saw someone said, what do you do when it's hot? And it was just someone like opening a window. It was like pushing the window open, and like that was their AC to get breeze in. I'm like,
So we're supposed
You
to
would
feel
think-
bad for you because
Right.
you just never thought to have a fan.
and what is causing them not to have like central like heating and
They didn't
cooling?
need it. I guess that's the argument. We never needed it. Our life was so
Yeah.
perfect. We just never needed it. Well, good for you. Now your life's not perfect.
Yeah, get you a split unit.
You don't expect me to
Call
feel
it a
bad
day.
for you because now all of a sudden, like,
Yeah.
you're uncomfortable. Great.
Yeah, sorry.
My dad told me to suck it up. Move past it.
That makes me angry. Just makes me irrationally angry for no reason.
Go have a pint at the Winchester
Yeah.
until it
Yeah.
all blows over.
Right.
Speaking of hot, it's this time of year where we have to have this debate. Remember, we used to play a game, Aaron, called This or That.
Yes, sir. That.
Cold or hot?
I always prefer hot.
See, I prefer cold because I can dress up when it's cold.
Yeah.
You can only get so much naked.
I also prefer the hot.
Yeah.
I don't like that argument because like I'll go out. Listen, if it's hot, I'm gonna sweat my ass off. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna put some shorts on and a tank top, and I'm gonna go enjoy this sun.
Yeah.
I don't mind. Like, but I'm also
but
somebody that
it's-
doesn't. I don't burn. Like, I don't have to deal with those problems. To be fair, but like I'll go outside. I love the sun. Yes, I can only be out there for so long because it's hot as hell. But the cold, when I say cold, I'm talking like 32 and below here. Once we get to that point, if my hands hurt and I can't use my hands, who gives a shit how much clothes I can put on?
Yeah. I'll say this. My mind may have changed a little bit when I went snowboarding for the first time and I actually did layer up and I was not cold at all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
But how
second-guessing
like
it.
functional were you? Like you had them thick ass gloves on, right?
Yeah, but they make gloves now with like the touchpad so you can even use your phones. It wasn't that bad, actually. Now I'm thinking. Now I feel like I just flipped up on you and I'm sorry.
It's just like like you said, you can enjoy the sun, but it's like you're kind of limited. If you're bundled up and you feel comfortable outside, you can just be outside kind of as long as you want.
It just gets so cold that it hurts.
Yeah.
Like it just hurts to be, and like maybe it's just me, somebody who's never really been up north, like a couple times, right? Like I've never really lived in like real cold, so I'm just not, even once it gets to like 40, like I'm not used to it, and it hurts to be outside.
Yeah.
My face hurts. The worst part, it's my hands. The worst part is the hands.
Yeah.
Like I'm somebody that can go outside when it's cold and wear shorts and I'll be fine, but like when my hands start hurting, that bothers me.
I think that humidity here really kills it.
Yeah.
Because like you go somewhere else. I've been to Wisconsin and then recently Utah, and like the cold there is not the same either. Like I walked outside without gloves on and stuff and I was fine. But here sometimes it's like in the 30s. I'm like, dude, like I'm freezing.
Yeah,
I think it's like best of both worlds. It's like I'm fine with it being hot, but not overly hot, and I'm fine with it being cold, but not like 30 degrees cold. So it's like, but I would rather it be cold than I think hot.
like the only like cold weather we went to like Mount Rainier when I was a kid, which I don't really remember. Like the only cold weather I've ever really been in was when we went to Vegas that time, and it was around Thanksgiving ish. I remember if I remember, and it was like 30 degrees or so, but like I threw a hoodie on and I was good. Whereas here, if it was 30, I'd have to have a hoodie. I wear like a hoodie and a jacket over the hoodie. It didn't feel as bad up there.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just our cold that I can't handle.
Yeah.
But I can't do the cold. I think I'm in the minority by saying the heat, but
No, I like the heat. I'm also thinking another random thing I want to throw in there, and this is probably just for me because you know me. I love being able to dress for cold weather too. I love the idea of like a hoodie and like a nice like flannel jacket over it, and like just I don't know,
but
some boots.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I also feel like you would be the type of person that would enjoy like dressing up like in a beach style. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's in like a white. Like I imagine you really loving rocking like a white little button down and some some khaki short. You know what I mean? Like you would love to go dress up for a beach wedding.
Kind of a beach bum.
Like you like a good Hawaiian shirt.
I like a good Hawaiian shirt. Yeah, a little loose,
Yeah.
like
little Jimmy Buffett.
silky feeling. Just
we
let
always-
me kind of roll my shoulders in it. You know.
We talked about like how I don't really enjoy dressing up. I will dress up a little bit in the summer, like to that extent. Cause like even if I'm going swimming, like you can make a bathing suit and a button up shirt look stylish in the summertime.
Oh yeah.
So I can be comfortably dressed up in the summer.
Yeah.
I hate wearing jeans. I hate wearing actual like dress clothes. So cold's not for me.
I feel you.
I'm gonna own my first suit.
Good for you.
I didn't know.
Are you getting it tailored? Tell me more.
So I didn't know I was gonna own my first suit.
Okay.
Suit.
Mhm.
I'm in one of my buddy's weddings. Shout out to Troy. He threw a fit one time because
Troy.
we shouted out Chad.
Fan of the
And-
podcast. Oh, maybe not a fan. I don't know.
So shout out to Troy, but I'm gonna be in his wedding, and I went and get fitted for my tux and stuff the other day, and I just assumed we were renting it.
Mm-hmm.
Chad texted me the next day. He's like, "How do you feel that we're gonna be owning this?" I'm like, "We are," and I'm irrationally excited, even though I'm never gonna wear it.
Is this the place in Metairie?
Yeah, right off of like
Oh
Vets.
yeah, that's where I went for my wedding.
Yeah, I didn't know we were gonna own it.
Yeah. Also, tailored for life. You get a little bigger, take it in, they let it out a
Oh.
little bit.
So
Fun
yeah,
fact.
but to answer your question, it is. It's gonna be tailored to me and
Mm.
and everything. So I'm kind of excited about it, just because I feel like I'm I'm at the age where I need to own a suit,
Yeah.
even though there's no scenario where I've ever had to wear a suit
I
yet.
believe you've never owned a suit. You never worn a suit.
I've never really had a scenario that I've had to.
How many suits you own?
0.
God.
See, I have everything to make a suit though.
Yeah, you own.
I have like working in a hotel. I got plenty of dress shirts, plenty of slacks, plenty of dress shoes, plenty of ties. So I have everything to make a suit, but I don't have just like a solid everything was made
That's
at the time. But I could still make a suit. I got blazers and everything.
Yeah, so when
Alright,
we
then
were
you're good.
going, before we found out we were pregnant with our first son, we were going on a cruise, and I've told this story. I was going to propose to Courtney on a cruise. So like I went by a couple blazers and stuff to like have something nice to wear,
Yeah.
but we never went. So I never wore them. And then I grew out, like I got big. I never got to wear them. They might actually fit me again now, but that's like the closest thing I've ever owned to a suit, is like a casual blazer.
Yeah.
But
Your
yeah.
situation's kind of tough though, because then you say it was a tan blazer or a
it is.
tan.
It is a tan suit, but I feel like you can do something with tan.
Yeah. I mean, you could still make it work.
There are worse. Like blue or gray probably would have been more ideal for like every scenario, but I
Mhm.
can make tan.
You could definitely
Super.
make tan work.
But I can. I don't know. I feel like there's stuff I can do with it.
So are you a guy who has a lot of suits then, I'm assuming?
I do have a lot of suits. I have like 5 suits upstairs right now as we speak. And I
Different
want-
colors?
Yeah, I got all different colors. I'm starting to venture into this territory where now I'm looking at like different textures. Like I want to get some
Like some
different texture
suede,
suits.
some satin.
How often do you wear them, and when, and why?
Believe it or not, I used to wear them a lot. I haven't worn them in a while. Although we have an engagement party coming up, so just like stuff like that, like a lot of wedding stuff. I had a lot of friends that got married at different times. Work stuff sometimes. Like if there used to be clubs I was a part of for like selling enough or doing these things. You go out to dinner as a group. Normally wear a suit or something like that. So, just little things here and there.
I've just never had really the only reason I would have ever had to wear a suit was like a couple funerals here and there, but I was in like early college or something like that where
Mhm.
I wasn't expected to wear a suit. You know, like
Yeah.
you're not expected at that point. Weddings, the only weddings I've really been to, I've been in.
Yeah.
So I've had tuxes. Courtney used to ride in Knicks. So
Like a ball.
yeah, I'd go
Yeah.
get a tux. She did it for a few years. I probably could have bought one at that point,
Yeah.
but
You can get an okay suit from like Express that's like somewhat tailored because like they have all these different versions and sizes and stuff.
that was my other issue too. Was like my weight like fluctuates so much. I feel like it would have to get tailored every time I want to go wear. I want to put it on.
Well, stop fluctuating your damn weight.
Well, now you just found out you got unlimited tailor for life.
Yeah, that's exciting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Now I'm fluctuating in a good way
Well,
though.
let
Like
me tell you this: you can only let out so much because they don't keep all the fabric in there. So,
but yeah, that's cool. I'm gonna own a tux. You
Hell
should
yeah.
be proud of me.
I am proud of you.
Will I wear it again? I don't know,
I'm proud of you.
but it will be there, collecting dust in my in my closet.
It's okay. That's what happens.
It's like it's in a break in case of emergency box.
Well, maybe this is a scenario where I own one and I feel good about owning one, and it gets me to go buy another one.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
never know.
Like Christmas parties. Used to wear them to like Christmas parties, things like that, for like work.
Yeah.
It's little things here and there. I've gotten to this point though now where I don't like. I'm kind of like what you do. I don't necessarily wear a suit. I mix and match, and like I don't wear button down shirts anymore when I wear a suit. I wear like turtlenecks and like random other crap underneath. I try to like change it up as much
Diversify.
as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, but like my work does Christmas parties, but like the people I work with, like plant people.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Like they don't dress up. Most of them are like jeans and a polo.
Yeah.
You know, like if I go in like slacks and a button up, I'm probably the most dressed up person there.
Everybody there is wearing a pair of boots.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And most of them are probably the steel toes they get to wear to work.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
That's what I feel like for weddings though. Like in the few weddings that I've been to that I haven't been in, I just feel like if I wear a full on suit, I feel like I don't know. I feel like that's reserved for the bride and the groom and the party and the family. So I'll go in a dress shirt and some slacks and stuff. But I'm like, I feel like if I come out in a full suit, it just doesn't feel like.
I feel like you're taking
Yeah, I
away
feel
from
like
their day.
right. Yeah,
You're like, hey guys, look at me.
Yeah.
I look good.
that's our colors.
Oh, I don't care. I just wear what I want.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like when you had your wedding, I don't feel like there was a ton of people that weren't in your wedding our age wearing suits. You know, everybody's dressed up nice. But like if you wear like a blazer and a t-shirt under it, like that's still dressed up nice, but I don't consider that a suit.
People do that all the
Yeah.
time. Like
You
you
know
go
what
to
I
these nice restaurants and they'll wear like jeans, like a polo, nice polo, and like a blazer on top of it with some dress shoes.
I have wanted to go buy blazers before,
Go for it.
but I just never did.
Blazer gets you a nice tailored blazer, and then the rest you can just kind of like me,
Like,
just fill in the rest.
I see the scenarios where I could wear a blazer. I could just wear that out to a nice dinner. But a full suit, there's just no. And I'm playing a dangerous game because if I wear this one to a wedding, what if it's the same color as what they're wearing? You know, so that's a thing. But yeah, there's that. I still think there's content to be made where we go shopping for me.
We could do that.
I think it would
I'm
be
in.
funny.
I'm in.
Feels
Take
like-
it all the little boutiques around here.
Feels like a good time.
Have you spending $100 on a polo and you'll be like, no,
I won't do it.
It'd be great.
I'm gonna be like, I
Those-
refuse.
Those always crack me up. Like
Can I
the
put it on the business card.
Only if I can put one on the business card.
the bachelor and like bachelorette trips. Like before they start the trip, they all pick out a random shirt for the other person to wear, and then
Yeah, that looks
some.
cool.
I've seen that one. They do sometimes like crazy cell phone cases and stuff like that.
Yeah. Have you done, I think we talked about this once before on the pod, but I'm gonna bring it up again. Have you ever done like a themed party where like everybody dresses as like whatever?
Did like ugly sweaters and stuff for Christmas.
I wasn't even thinking of that. That's a good one.
As far as like anything wild and obnoxious,
No.
No,
It's true.
nothing like what you did for your wife's birthday party.
Yeah, last year. So her birthday's coming up again. That's why I was asking because I'm looking for ideas. I was like, somebody give me something.
Yeah, I need,
What
a
did
little,
y'all-
something good.
I need a little more heads up this year so that I could get off and go.
Yeah, well, it's next Saturday.
I saw one that was like worst, like ugly shoe contest. People were having some
Yeah,
crazy
I saw that.
shoes.
So that
I feel like dress like your spouse. Those are pretty funny too.
I thought those were cool. Yeah, I was looking through. I just haven't found anything. I don't think we're gonna do anything crazy like that this year. We'll probably just go to dinner or something.
I'd say the closest I've done is like Halloween parties.
Yeah.
And that's really about it.
Yeah. I've done a bunch, man. Like my friends, we've done the Christmas thing. We've done like a white trash bash. We did a 90s party once, which was basically a white trash bash.
We never did any of that.
We did.
I did. Now that you said that, we did do one of my friends in Lafayette. It was like dressed like your parents. So like came in like jean shorts and a polo and like a pillow stuffed under my stomach and some New Balances and high white socks.
Love it.
I was gonna ask if you had more of these as like because you had like a real college experience going to UNO. I didn't really have that. It feels like if you went to like LSU, I feel like you'd have this all the time, right? Like
Maybe, I don't know.
there's probably parties all over the place that are themed, right?
Yeah, I would assume.
So, but like UNO was like everybody goes home, you know. So I didn't have those experiences.
I feel the same way. Bummed me out because I would talk to people when I worked in Disney, and they'd be like, "Well, what was your college like?" And I'd be like, "It was like my hometown. Like I just went home."
Dude, as I got to like my senior year, I probably spent so many weekends up there with them in Lafayette. Like there was I think by going into my senior year, there was like a legit month period over the summer where I was considering transferring because like I feel like I was like I want a real experience, but then I was like I spent so much time because at the time I was dating somebody that went to LSU, so I'd be up there some weekends and then other weekends
Yeah.
I'd go with him. to UL. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I was getting enough.
I feel like that's kind of the same with me. Like I got my little bit when I was actually going to UNO by going to hang out with people who went to Tulane, or by going to hang out with people who went to LSU, or like Southeastern, or like things like that.
yeah.
Like,
The only thing I feel like I really missed out on was like the sports experience.
oh yeah.
Because I think we only went to one UL game. We did the UL Tulane game and the 2 New Orleans Bowls.
Yeah.
But that's not, we know now that the Tulane games in the Dome are nothing compared to what they are now.
Boo.
Yeah.
Are they not that great? I haven't been to one at the new stadium yet.
Oh, no, the new stadium is fun.
Now they're great. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
what we're saying.
Yeah, the Dome.
Yeah, the domes were like, I mean, you're having a Tulane game and it's in the Superdome. But like I said, I used to go and watch Matt Forte eat chicken tenders and sit 2 rows back from the field.
Yeah.
So it was fun for me at the time.
It was brutal though, man.
So truthfully, like you've actually been to the games as a fan, like in the seats.
Yeah.
My only experience in the stadium was when we had press passes and we're on the sideline,
Oh yeah.
which
Shout out.
was still fun. Like that experience was awesome in its own way. We got the season tickets this year, so I guess I'll get to experience it at some point. But it's fun. It felt very college-y, but also it feels like there's more like also a large amount of like older alumni there.
There's a lot of fans of Tulane football that are like in their 50s and 60s. It's insane to me.
But
Like,
they were passionate. Like they were loud.
Oh,
It was fun. Yeah. I had an idea for a new segment.
oh, let's do it.
Just gonna ask a question. I just want you to answer it.
Okay. Is this kind of like have you ever I don't mean to ruin your game, but I want to get something out real quick. Have you ever seen on Disney Plus Forky Ask a Question?
Yes.
That's my favorite intro to any TV show ever. Forky asks a question.
No,
I
this is-
don't know.
No,
Sorry.
so it's not like that. This question isn't going to change every week.
Okay.
The question is the name of the segment. It's what are you mad at? And I just want you to rant about anything you're mad at.
I got one. It happened this week.
Go. What are you mad at, Aaron?
I'm mad that stores have this weird notion that we want to put an entrance on this side of the building and an exit on this side of the building. What is the purpose? And what's even worse, so I have to park way over here to enter the store,
You look like a wacky inflatable
and
TV right now.
then I have to go and I exit way on this side, and then I gotta walk my ass all the way to the overside. When we could just have a normal entry in the middle, that way I could park wherever, go into the store the same way, and come out of the store the same way. There's no. And it would save if you're checking self-checkout or whatever. You could have just 2 people right there, like you do it, just wherever.
You went to a Winn-Dixie or a Walmart, didn't you?
I did. I went to Home Depot where they did it.
Oh,
Then
Home Depot's
Yeah.
bad about
first
it.
place.
yeah, I
I
went to
didn't
Home
think about
Depot,
that.
then I went to Walmart right after, and I was like, "This is
But
at least Walmart. You can kind of
Yeah.
go back, but Home Depot, it's like they force you. You have to
Yeah.
go in this
Yeah.
way.
They used to stand at the doors and be like, sorry, this is the exit.
Well, now they
And be
got the
like,
little metal things. If you try to exit it out, it's like, "Rang, rang, 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 rang." And you're like, I'm just trying to leave the damn store.
Winn-Dixie's somewhat like that, but their exit, it's not as big of a store, so that it's not as bad. You kind of come out in the same area. That is funny.
I just
that is
don't-
a frustration.
I just don't get. It's such a first world problem, but it's just like I don't get the purpose of it. Like why? I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me.
I love that I didn't tell you about this, and you had that locked and loaded.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Because I truthfully had nothing. I was hoping that one of y'all would have something. I love that.
I don't know. Like, I don't feel like I get mad at things very often. I do, but like,
There's got to be something small that just bothers you. Just anything.
even if there is, I feel like I got over it and just moved past it, and like it's not in my brain anymore.
Yeah, I'm trying to get you to say something. I don't really have anything either. I feel like I had something when I wrote this down and I forgot.
I had another one.
Go ahead. Like, keep it coming.
I got a lot of like very first world problems. One is just
Those are the best.
Oh, I got one.
Here's the thing. We live in a first world. We're allowed to have these problems.
mine is obviously got a little son now, so Happy Meals are becoming more prevalent in the household. What happened to Happy Meal toys?
I don't know.
I feel like they just suck so bad now compared to what I used to get like Hercules plates and glasses and little Sonic games, and sometimes you get Beanie Babies in the drive-thru. You get like gold-plated Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
And now you get like a toy that doesn't even do anything. It's just like a little statue. Like the Inside Out ones I got at McDonald's right now, just they literally don't do anything. It's just
Burger
like
King would give you the CDs. You remember the little mini CDs?
Oh yeah, those are cool.
Yeah.
I remember that.
yeah, and it's like that's just the Happy Meal toys that just got downgraded so bad.
Yeah, bummer.
First
What's
world problem.
what's yours?
Actually, it's not really a big deal, and I don't really care.
Oh.
It's a mildly annoying that I tweeted about it earlier. Kodiak pancakes. Shout out Kodiak pancakes. They were my favorite.
Is that the one with the bear
maker.
on it?
It's the one with the bear on it.
The protein stuff.
It's protein pancakes. I used to eat them all the time, and I would always eat the dark chocolate because they were the only ones that didn't taste like artificially sweetened to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to the store. It was actually last week, and I bought 2 boxes because we'll cook them on Saturdays and we make a lot of them.
Bulking season.
Bulking season. And the first box I opened, I'm like, oh, these taste funny. Like they taste overly sweet. I literally threw them away. I was like, I'm not eating these.
Yeah.
I opened the second box. I made some more. I'm like, oh, okay, these taste normal. And then we went through that box. This was like last week, like I said. And I bought another box yesterday. And this morning I wake up, I make pancakes, and I take a bite of the first one, and I'm like, you mother fudger. I'm telling you, I don't know what they did. They changed the recipe.
They changed the formula.
They changed the recipe on me. You ever seen, I forget the TV show. I don't know. I'm going to butcher it, so it doesn't matter. But they changed the damn formula on me, and I'm upset about it. And I want to call corporate and understand why. That's it. That's the thing.
You know who also changed their formula? Texas Roadhouse and their rolls.
Really?
I don't know what happened to it. I've went to Texas Roadhouse a couple of times in the past month, and it's not I remember them being huge and fluffy, and now they're just they're square. They're country style biscuits. They just don't taste as good. They lost the sauce. They changed the recipe. They did something. If it wasn't broke, why did you decide
They were.
to mess it up?
Supposedly they started to sell them frozen in
I saw
Walmart.
that. But even those they don't look like the normal Texas Roadhouse
I haven't
rolls.
seen them cooked. I've only seen them on the
Yeah.
bag.
They ruined it.
I don't have
It's
anything.
not the same.
It's a whole burnt.
I don't have anything. But for now on, come in with something to be mad at.
I'll try.
This is a new segment we might do randomly.
I don't know if you heard me earlier. I
so happy.
literally subscribe to the beach bum lifestyle. And sometimes, even if I was upset about something, I literally stuff it down. It's gone. I don't remember.
That's unhealthy. How do you feel about that?
I don't know. It just goes away. It's pretty solid, actually.
I guess maybe I need to start doing that because half the time I don't say anything, but in my head I'm like this.
Yeah.
Even today, I had to go for work for self checkout, and there's this old lady, and there's only 2 self checkout lines, 2 self checkout things, and she
Was it Margaret or Blanche?
she may have been a Gertrude. So she is scanning all of her items, but she's not bagging them. She's literally setting them off to the side as she's scanning them. So then when she gets finished, she pays, and everyone's like, can we use this? She's going to bag it. She goes, it's okay. You can come on. So then this lady goes and starts scanning, but she can't get the bags because
Just a chain effect
Gertrude
now.
is over here putting the stuff finally in the bags after she's checked out. And I'm like, what are we doing? What is this? And then you got the other one, this guy, like I said, poor man. He probably hates doing self-checkout much as everybody else. And he's having to scan a vegetable, and he's having to search through the whole dictionary of the vocab of the different fruits and veggies that he has in his bag and weigh it, and he's lost. And it's just a crapshoot. I'm just like, this is. And meanwhile, the Walmart cashier is just right here. I'm like, clearly they need some help. Can we? And I'm like, I shouldn't be mad about this because they're doing the best that they can. But in my head, I'm like, I got places to be.
You need to have someone else go shop.
I got places to
In
be.
the last 2 episodes, there's been 9 conversations.
I told you, I've been having bad luck at the grocery stores.
I love that you said that because I had one more topic if nobody else
Okay.
has anything. A BuzzFeed article popped up on my phone,
Okay.
and it is about the common knowledge practices from the past that have become obsolete over time.
Obsolete.
And basically, he, she, whoever wrote this, had people send in things from their childhood that are no longer exist. Okay. And I was just going to read a few, see what we thought, if you remember them. But one of them was, and I don't know how old this person was, it said anonymous. They would go to grocery stores.
Get a smiley face sticker.
Yes. But no, they would go to grocery stores and no one did the shopping except for the person at the counter. You would go in, you'd give them your grocery list, they would go get it. Nobody else was allowed to take things off the shelves.
That would bother me.
That feels like there's a few on here I'm like, that's not real. That like you're telling me there was a point in time where we all went to Winn-Dixie at the same time and we had to wait for one person to go grab all of our stuff.
It was like the prehistoric pickup order.
Like that's
maybe there were less people in towns. I don't know. I'm trying to think through this.
There's a few. Most of the things on here I remember. That's one where I'm like that. I don't remember that.
This person was 70. I guarantee.
At all. A popular one that people sent in was smoking was allowed everywhere.
I remember that.
Everywhere.
I remember that. I remember walking in and they were like, smoking or non-smoking? And it was like, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
My whole
I'll be honest with
senior,
you.
I had a senior, my senior paper was about smoking being banned inside of restaurants and stuff.
The wildest place we allowed smoking was on planes, right?
Yeah. Yeah. People just light up.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
Another one that is related to smoking was that making ashtrays in elementary school as an art project was a thing because like everybody, even if you didn't smoke, had ashtrays in their house.
That's funny.
I was trying to remember some of the other ones that were on here. Soft drinks being sold in glasses. I feel like in my lifetime there were always at least cans.
Yeah, I've seen them in glasses, but it
Yeah.
always felt like it was very throwback. Like if I was, it was like
Yeah,
in
you're
a
like,
country
ooh, give me a
town
root beer in a
somewhere.
glass.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
A Barks root beer in a glass. That's what it was.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
this is one where I'm like, this isn't real. This person says, I remember when telephone numbers consisted of letters and numbers. For example, I lived in a city called Globe. My phone number was GL7-2242.
Nah.
The next town over was Diamond, so everyone's number in that town started with DI. That can't be real.
no.
Nah, this person is from like Mars or
He's an
something.
alien,
This isn't
yeah.
real.
Yeah, that cannot be real. Because I feel like it was a big deal when we learned how to text and you had to hit the multiple buttons to the button at the same time to get to what is it, T7 or T9 texting, whatever that's called.
You know what I'm wondering? Like maybe, and maybe I just never connected the dots. I do remember like River Ridge was like 738 was the first three, and like where I was like 733 was the first three. Maybe it was because of whatever the first letters were, and I just never connected the dang dots.
I've honestly never thought of that. That's a good. Did that just become area codes?
No, because the area codes
No,
were always
yeah.
504, but like it was like 504, and then there was like 733 or 738 or 737, depending on like where the person lived. But I never connected the dots that it could have been because it was RI or whatever the heck.
Something to think about.
That's interesting.
Something to think about.
Something to think about.
You know, back in the day, them old people were
Them phone books.
pretty dang smart.
The phone books to call the store.
Tell you what.
This one says having to listen to the radio and hope they played your favorite song.
Yeah.
That was a time.
Call in and request it and then record it with a tape.
Look at you.
RIP to VHSs.
Well, I meant the little cassettes.
RIP to DVDs too. Best Buy getting rid of them all.
Oh, this one. This is the last one. I'll tell you because this is another one like this. Dude, there's no way. Whenever you went shopping for new shoes, there would be an X-ray machine in the store. You'd stick your feet in the machine and look into the viewer at the top to see if the shoes fit properly. You could wiggle your toes and see the bones move.
Nah.
That feels made up.
Yeah, I don't think that's true.
Doesn't seem safe either. Because you know there's some like 4-year-old like
Well, like
just like scanning his face.
to be fair, if this did happen, it had to be way back in the day before they realized how bad X-rays really were for you. This is probably like when they discovered X-rays and they're like, "Oh, the shit we can do with X-rays." But like this is one where I call bullshit. There's no way,
Where the hell is this happening at?
right?
You know how expensive that X-ray machine had to be back
Because
in the day?
you know what else I thought about? Like a lot of these that were on here, they led to like some kind of advancement. Where like, all right, so the radio, you had to wait for your favorite song. We eventually got to where we are now, streaming. You can listen to whatever you want. This one, I feel, because the idea is there where you can see exactly how much room you have in the shoe. I feel like if it was real, we would have had an advancement more than now where you put the shoe on and you're still just trying to walk and see if it feels okay.
Or you get that really like
But that's really all that
75-pound weighted silver thing that you got to place on the ground and scale and move up.
It
and
doesn't
screw
matter
up.
because all shoes are different sizes.
Yeah. That was the one I read. I'm like, there's no way. I refuse to believe that. So any of our older crowd that listens to this or sees this clip.
They stopped after we talked bad about Blanche.
That's what I'm saying. But we're
Like,
gonna
you
put it-
don't understand.
We're gonna
I'm
put it-
frustrated.
if you've done any of these things that we think are not real, please let us know, because I would like proof from someone I know.
Yes.
that's-
See.
That's what I had for the week.
Push the goddamn button.
Eat. I had to get one in.
I said GD. Forgive me, Lord.
I don't really have anything else. I really wanted to start doing this thing where we say like a song that we're just like hooked on right now, and like play it and just vibe out to the end of the podcast. But we can't play it on YouTube, so it would be like an audio only thing, and also we wouldn't be able to hear it because we don't have headphones.
How about we just sing it?
I like that.
We all need to just do karaoke.
We put it on the thing. Apple Music does have a karaoke feature now where you just put it on there with the lyrics. And
I don't know if we should be singing every episode. Our views might go even further down.
never know, man. Never know.
Maybe
But
you'll have some untapped talent. And I'll be like, this guy.
something to think about. Maybe a fun way to close the pod in the future for the audio listeners.
This guy right here.
They matter.
You could just give me a song you're hooked on right now.
Do you have one?
Besides Joe Hendry,
Yes. One that like most people know, not just
Well,
weirdos.
well, then that
I'd
deletes my
rather-
next song. I was gonna say "Jambalaya" by Hank Williams.
I was going to say
Well,
I'd rather
that's
be a
fine.
song that's like lesser known. Like put people on something.
Oh, yeah.
Jambalaya, Hank Williams.
You know? My
My
song.
wife cooked jambalaya last night, so all I was singing was "Jambalaya" by Hank Williams.
Okay. I like that. Kaysen is now hooked on that song Hurricane by Band of Heathens.
Oh, yeah?
Like knows every single word to it.
I like that song.
Yeah,
He's
it's
got
a good song.
taste.
It is. He really. We're finally getting to the point where he likes. We're
Actual
convincing him to
songs.
like actual songs.
Yeah.
He likes a couple songs off of the Luke Combs album.
All
The
right.
key is you got to find a word that he likes. Like he mentioned Spider-Man in the song, so he likes it. He likes You Need to Calm Down.
it's like a green flag goes off in his head. He's
Yeah.
like, yeah.
He likes You Need to Calm Down because she says "uh-oh" a lot, and he thinks it's Zayden's song. Because Zayden likes to go "uh-oh," so he thinks it's his song. So I'm finding little ways to like twist it. Be like, hey, listen, he says this. We can listen to this all the time. Dangerous game because it's gonna end up ruining the songs
Yeah.
for me when he
Yeah.
only wants to listen to it. But
Yeah. My daughter's still on Super Kitties and
yeah,
That's
oh,
how
yeah, no,
my,
we still are too.
yeah.
Yeah, my wife almost had a mental breakdown. She got home from driving to New Orleans. She's like, I need a break, and I'm like, what? She's like, all we did was play Paw Patrol, Mario theme
Yeah.
songs, and like just all Disney stuff, like the same 4 songs on repeat all the way for an
Yeah.
hour.
He's finally watching like Shrek and those kind of movies that have like actual songs as the soundtrack. So like I could put on. It started with Trolls, where we got actual songs, but it
Yeah.
wasn't.
He loves Trolls.
You know, it wasn't
Yeah, that's good.
always the same. You know, the real artist.
Mm-hmm.
But we got to Shrek, so we got on an All Star kick for a minute there. He really likes All Star. Alleluia is on there. He likes that only for a little while. He can't. It's so slow. He likes the first like minute and a half of it. He's like, "Can we skip this one?" He's like, "This is really dragging on, Daddy." I don't. So we're getting there. It's
You will
to the
listen
point.
and appreciate our Lord and Savior.
But which also means I need to start paying attention to what I listen to in the car with him.
Right.
Good luck.
Before I used to be able to just play whatever I wanted and he
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't even pay attention.
Dad life. Oh, you paid attention.
Yeah.
Too Sweet. Hosier. It's
That's
not
a
new,
bang.
but
That's
you
a
know,
bang.
and a lot of people probably know it. But
Yeah.
that's what I'm hooked on right now.
I brought this up because the new Lucky Day album came out today and Hurricane is a bop on there.
That's what I thought you were gonna say. When you said
Hurricane.
Hurricane, I was like, that's pretty early.
No, that's no, but that's what made me think of this. I'm really enjoying that song right now.
Can I say "They Not Like Us" by Kendrick
Yeah.
Lamar?
I can't believe we can't talk about it now. We don't have enough time, but we should have talked about that. What a moment that was in time.
Yeah.
Keep
also, you
Keep
know,
on Rolling by King George. That's what
Okay,
it's a sleeper pick.
fair.
I like that. It would have been cooler had we been able to play them. To be honest,
Yeah. Well,
but
you
I
know,
like it.
Go look them up.
I like it.
We're not allowed.
Fucking
During
We could
YouTube.
play. We could actually technically play a certain amount of seconds of each song.
I don't know that you can. I was reading it earlier. We can get into it after we stop
All right.
recording.
We'll talk about it.
On the audio version, can do whatever we want.
Okay.
So maybe we just push people to the audio version that way. from here. When we get to this part, you go to the audio part.
Or just watch a clip somewhere.
I know some podcasts they'll do that. They'll say if you're listening to the YouTube version.
Yeah, I was gonna say we get in this afterwards, but it is weird. Like somebody can do a full like Taylor Swift album listen along on YouTube with her music, and of all the songs that can be copyrighted, I would assume she is there.
Oh, T Swizzle, she on that.
So
her lawyers are like, no, that's Taylor's version. Boo, boo.
Yeah, like this is getting in the weeds, but like if you have ads, you can do it, but then all your ad revenue goes to the person that has copyright. So like you can technically do it and not get pulled down, but they get the money. So it's like, I don't know, but yeah.
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 All right, let's close this thing out. We appreciate you guys. We're feeling it out still. You know, if there's things you want to hear, things you want us to talk about, shoot it in, shoot it over. That's what she said. But just put it in, man.
Just put it in and shoot it over.
Yeah. Until next time, though, check us out everywhere.
Can you say that again?
Your
Your little joke.
I don't remember what I said. Just put it in, shoot it over. That's what she said. I guess we recorded that just now. So
They went doo-doo. We have a rib shot button.
Oh, jeez.
That was my 2. I told you I get 2. I got to eat and a rib shot.
We had to redo it. Welcome to the Who F Knows podcast, guys, where we talk about everything and nothing all at the same time, and you never know what you're going to get. Presented to you by Brew Bros. Follow us everywhere at Who F Knows, theknow.com. Yeah, I don't think I'm missing anything. Probably have some cool stuff coming. There's a lot of things happening behind the scenes that we don't talk about because I don't want to jinx it.
Mm-hmm.
So if nothing happens, oops. If stuff happens, you're welcome.
That's all we got.
That's all I got. Y'all got anything?
Yeah.
Sure.
Did you yeet? Did you press? You pressed 3. You pressed 3. Okay, cool.